How's it, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another one. It was a very big weekend for club rugby here in the Western Cape, as we saw 132 games being played. That includes your Super League, your Regional League, the Paul League, the Reserve League, the Under-20 Reserve League, and the Women's Division. 132 games is quite a lot to cover, so today we'll only be covering the Super League A, B and C, as well as the City League, Northern League and Southern League. This is of course the core structure of the Western Province Club Rugby League system. Real quick before we get stuck into the business, I just want to say thank you to Rangers RFC, Primrose RFC and NTK Under-20s. They've made it possible for me to continue doing what I do so far. And if you want to find out how you can have some of my graphics on your club's social media and website, get in touch. Also, a special thanks to False Bay's 4th team for allowing me to create this logo. That's very exciting. I never thought I'd see one of my logos gracing the field before. Hopefully we'll see this one on a kit sooner rather than later. Okay, so over in Super League A, Hamilton versus Unimall saw Hamilton take 4 from 4 with bonus points across the board. Of course, in the first team, Hamilton's winning by 37 points to 14. The biggest scoreline of the day though goes to the Under-20s, with Hamilton Under-20 scoring 68 points over Unimall's 14. Brackenfell hosted NTK and it was an almost clean slate for Brackenfell. However, NTK's third team managed to squeak by a victory. Brackenfell's first team going up 45 points to 20 against NTK. Over in the Berg, St. George's hosted CPUT and they get redemption for their loss last week as they gain a victory over the University Boys in Blue in the first, second and third teams. CPUT coming out victorious in the Under-20 section of things. Florida Park saw the hosting of the Tiger Cup between Tigerberg and UCT's IP Tigers. Tigerberg coming out victorious at the end of the day, although the entire day was split down the middle, with Tigerberg taking first and third team victories and UCT taking second and Under-20 victories. False Bay hosted Marties over in Constantia and the day started off quite positively for False Bay, with the Under-20s coming out victorious against Marties 27 points to 5, the third team 20 points to 5, and the second team 5 points to 3. It was a tough call at the end, but False Bay came out just short by 19 points to 22, Marties taking the victory at the end. Greenpoint Track saw the arrival of Villager, hosted by SK Warmers, and unfortunately their second home game, their second defeat, SK Warmers couldn't hang with Villager. Villager came out with a bonus point in the first team tussle. Second team was taken by SK Warmers, as was the third team. And in the Under-20 game, Villagers came out with the spoils. In the final game of the Super League A, you would have thought that it would be raining blue, but instead it was raining red as Helderberg pulled out a shock victory over Durwell. Durwell placing quite high up on the table should by all accounts have had this game in the bag. Durwell started off their day strong, beating the Under-20s of Helderberg 29-7, third team 20 points to 19 and in the second team 23 points to 12. However, Helderberg's first team, after tasting victory last week against St. George's, came through with a massive win, beating Durwell 48 points to 38 to close out the day. Over on tables, Hamilton stays on top, with followed closely behind by Marties. Durwell, despite their loss, will move up 1 on the table thanks to a bonus point, dropping Unimall by 1 after their loss to Hamilton. Villager will then climb 2 after their victory over SK Warmers, with UCT dropping 2 after their loss to Tigerberg. Helderberg then moves 1 slot thanks to a victory, and St. George's will drop 1 despite their win over CPUT. The second team log looks like this, with Marties and ITs showing their dominance over here, followed closely behind by False Bay, Durwell, Hamilton and Tigerberg. Villager, NTK and CPUT gracing the bottom of the table. In the third team table, we see Marties once again on top, followed by Hamilton, Durwell and Tigerberg. In 5 and 6 there is NTK and Kales River, whose second and first teams aren't doing as well as this one. And finally, for your under-20s, we have UCT on top of this table, followed by Hamilton once again in second place. They are followed by Marties, False Bay, Durbell and Villager, with Kuils River, St. George's and SK Warmers gracing the bottom of the table. In Super League B, we see Strand taking their first victories for the season, coming out victorious in under-20, third team and first team. Unfortunately, the second team came just short against Kylemore. However, the first team will really like this, as they can start to begin a climb on the table. Kraaifontein hosted Franschhoek and they came out victorious on 3 occasions, falling short in the third team clash. 22-5 in favour of Kraaifontein in the under-20 division, 16-5 in favour of Franschhoek in the third team division, 27-13 to Kraaifontein in the second team clash, and 27-23 to Kraaifontein in the first team. Franschhoek will get a bonus point due to the scoreline. Vandestel Evergreens continue their winning ways, beating Belhar right across the board, 29-7 to the under-20s, 20-19 to the third team, 23-12 to the second team, and a massive 49-24 to the first team. Vandestel along with UWC are looking like the teams to beat in the Super League B this season. Over in Primrose Park at Ohio Road, Collegians hosted Hands and Hearts, and despite the loss by 1 point in the second team, Collegians came out victorious in the 3 other games, beating Hands and Hearts 27 points to 5 in the under-20 game, 15 points to 0 in the third team game, and 27-23 in the first team game to allow Collegians to move ever so slightly up the table. This is the one we've been waiting for, Hamadias pulling a first win of the season despite the under-20 loss to All Saints. Hamadias in the third, second and first team claimed victory, beating All Saints 11-5 in the third team, 28-15 in the second team and 38-12 in the first team. A win with a bonus point is absolutely massive for Hamadias at this stage, and they can continue their rise from this point forward. And finally, in the Super League B, UWC hosted Vineyards to win 91-0 in under-20, 24-17 in the third team, 22-0 in the second team, and 31-22 in the first team. Much closer than you would have anticipated for the first team. However, UWC still undefeated, still topping the log. And there it is in all of its glory, ladies and gentlemen. UWC right on top of this table, followed by new in second place, Vandestel Evergreens, dropping Hands and Hearts to third place. Belhar's loss will see them drop a spot and give a place to Belleville. Collegians climbing 2 spots, dropping Hamlets and All Saints, with Ahmadiyya climbing 2 as well, dropping Kylemore and Vineyards, and Strand gaining a spot with Langa dropping to the bottom of the table. At the top of the second team log, UWC and Evergreens replicate what the first teams are doing to top this log as well, followed by Belhar, Hands and Heart, Kraaifontein and Franschhoek. In the third team logs, UWC once again on top, this time followed by Belhar and Vandestel not too far away this time in third place, followed by Franschhoek, Belleville and Hands and Heart in 6th place. Over in the under-20 logs, we have UWC topping the log once again, followed this time surprisingly by All Saints, and then Belleville, Strand, Kraaifontein and Hands and Hearts in 6th position once again. Super League C saw Primrose hosting Atlantis at Rosmead Avenue, and Primrose came through with some emphatic victories. Under 20s 50 points to 0, third team 24 points to 10, second team 50 points to 0, and the first team also clinching that bonus point, 38 points to 17. Over in Noordhoek, Pinyal Villages almost getting a full clean slate over Masipumelele. Unfortunately, the second team went down 35 points to 30. However, in under 20s, Pinyal came out victorious, 12 points to 8, 19 points to 5 in the third team, and 29 points to 17 in the first team. It was a tough day over in Langa for Rangers. The under 20s going down 31 points to 5, 33 points to 5 for the third team, and 17 points to 10 for the second team. The first team had it rough as they held a 20 points to 3 lead at halftime, but Busybee came back to score a further 24 points and beat them 27 points to 20. Another team with a 75 98% strike rate over the weekend would be Eerste River as they hosted Blue Jet, falling short in the second team, losing out 15 points to 12, however 27 points to 12 in the under 20, 17 points to 10 in the third team, and 19 points to 12 in the first team. Fell short on that bonus point, however they still get their 4 points to start climbing once again on the table. Over in Strand, we had Strand United hosting Gardens, and Strand came out victorious on all occasions. Under 20s and third team both going up 10 points to 5, with the second team winning 19 points to 15 and 21 points to 14 in the first team. No bonus point here as well, but Strand will like that win and they can continue climbing from the bottom of this table. And in Paul, we saw Young Peoples hosting Scottsdene Central. The day started off good for Young Peoples with a 45 points to 10 victory in the under 20s. However, they fell short in the third team, losing 5 points to 8, and then regained composure throughout the day as the second team went up 31 points to 8 and 37 points to 30 to close out their day. In the Super League C table, Pinel Villages climbed to the top, dropping Makassar after their bye this weekend. Young Peoples and Eerste River will each climb one spot on the table to drop Goodwood after their bye this weekend, and Primrose will stay in the 6th position for now. Busy Bee maintained 7th while Rangers climb 1 due to a bonus point loss, and Atlantis drops 1 due to not getting that bonus point against Primrose. Blue Jets will stay in 10th while Scottsdene climb 1 thanks to a bonus point, and Gardens dropping 1 despite the bonus point. Over the second teams, we see Busy Bee atop the log, followed by Makassar, Masipumelele, Gardens, Pinel Villages and Primrose, with Young People, Scottsdene and Paul gracing the bottom. Paul will be consistent throughout all of these. In the third team, we have Busy Bee once again topping the log, followed by Makassar, Pinel Villages, Eerste River, Primrose and Atlantis, while we have Blue Jet, Masipumelele and Paul at the bottom. And switching things up a bit for the under 20s, we have Young People topping the log, followed by Busy Bee, Eerste River, Primrose, Pinel Villager and Makassar, with Goodwood, Gardens and Paul at the bottom. The Northern League this weekend saw Delft United take on Stellenbosch Coronation to seemingly crown whoever will be undoubtedly the victor of the season. Delft United fell short in the third and second teams, however, but the first team claiming a 30 point to 19 victory over Coronations to place them firmly at the top of their table. Albions hosted Gordons Bay Pioneers, and the Pioneers just could not pull one over on Albion. Albion scoring bonus points on all 3 occasions, going up 26-7 in the third team, 28-12 in the second team and 35-22 in the first team. Wraithby Universals versus Blake forfeited, of course, and then finally Windmill United took on Excelsior, and Excelsior came out with their second win of the season, going up 32-29 in the first team, 26-10 in the second and 22-14 in the third team. In the logs, as expected, Delft United topping the table, 23 points, 5 from 5, followed by Coronation, who won't catch up to them after their loss this weekend. Albion slide into third, dropping Solarian after their bye this weekend. Windmill United come in 5th, followed by Excelsior and Universals, who each climb a few spots on the table, dropping Gordons Bay Pioneer and Whistling Wheels. In the second team log, Albions will top, followed by Coronation, Excelsior, Gordons Bay Pioneers and Universals, with Delft, Solarians, Whistling Wheels, Windmill and Blakes at the bottom half of the table. And over in the third team log, Coronations followed by Universals, Gordons Bay Pioneers, Excelsior and Delft to the top half, Albions, Whistling Wheels, Windmill, Solarians and Blakes at the bottom. Down south, Lagunia hosted Rocklands. To their dismay, Rocklands coming out with bonus points on all occasions, 40 points to 10 in the third team, 32 points to 6 in the second, and 32 points to 10 in the first. Over in retreat, we had retreat hosting Titans, with Titans coming out victorious once again on all occasions. 24 points to 14 in the third, 20 points to 12 in the second, and 35 points to 22 in the first, as well as that coveted bonus point. And the last game for the Southern League saw Watsonia hosting Peninsula coming out victorious. 15-7 in the third, 17-0 in the second, and 22-5 in the first to get that bonus point. This puts Watsonia in second place on the table, behind undefeated Young Weasleys and followed by Blue Stars, who are currently on a break. Titans coming to fourth, with Rocklands coming into fifth, dropping Northerns and Young Stars, who are also on a bye this weekend. The bottom of the table sees Retreat, Peninsula and Lagunia. For their second team, Blue Stars still atop the table despite being on a break at the moment, followed by Titans, Young Stars, Watsonia, Northerns, Rocklands, Lagunia, Peninsula, Young Weasleys and Retreat at the bottom. And finally, the third team log also sees Blue Stars on top. However, this time they are followed by Retreat, Titans, Watsonia, Northerns, Young Stars, Young Weasleys, Rocklands, Peninsula and Lagunia. Over in the City League, and let's just get this one out of the way because it's irritating. Young Ideas coming out with 28 points and a bonus point on all occasions against Western Zebras. Obviously not able to field the team. Let's move past that. We saw log leaders Elsie's River United take on Silvertree, and despite their placements on the log, these games were much tighter than expected. Elsie's River United coming out 47-5 victors in the third team, 14-3 in the second and 13-7 in the first. No bonus point for Elsie's River United, however Silvertree will pick up one. Over at Null Avenue, why run from the police when you can run through them? Caledonian Roses coming up 48 points to 19 in the third team, 21 points to 3 in the second team, and getting that lovely bonus point in the first team, 36 points to 11 over the police. And finally in the City League, Violets versus Morningstar. Unfortunately we don't have Morningstar's score for the third team, but we can assume that Violets came out victorious at the end. Violets scoring 31 points there and a bonus point for the tries. However, this won't affect the log at the moment until we get Morningstar's official score. In the second team, Violets beating Morningstar 19 points to 13, and in the first team 34 points to 26 goes in favor of Violets. Both teams scoring enough tries for that bonus point. Caledonian Roses will move to the top of the log, dropping Elsie's River United after their less than stellar performance against Silvertree this weekend. Morningstar still in third place despite their loss to Violets. However, Violets will climb to fourth and will look to join the top 3 very soon. Silvertree dropping to fifth place after their loss, followed by the Police, Manenberg Rangers, Young Ideas and Western Zebras. In the second team log, Elsie's River United maintain the top, followed by Caledonian Roses and Violets. We then have Silvertree, Manenberg Rangers, Police, Morningstar, Young Ideas and Western Zebras. And in the third team, looking very similar to the first, Elsie's River United on top, Caledonian Roses in second, Morningstar in third. However, those points aren't updated, as is Violets, followed by Silvertree, Manenberg Rangers, Police, Young Ideas and Western Zebras. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are your updates for this weekend past. Unfortunately, it is still difficult to gather points for certain teams. We do try our best. To get all of these scores as quickly and as accurately as possible. However, there are still some teams who don't cooperate. I know I'm new on the scene, so I still have to collect all the correct contact information for everybody. So if you are one of these teams and you'd like to keep us updated, because we see you screenshotting and using these anyway, just drop us a line and keep us updated with the scores. There's nothing more that we want than just score lines and whether you scored bonus points or not. So please consider contacting us so that we can keep up to date. It's very difficult with the Footprint app also relying on teams. There's no central force that keeps these updated, and that is very much what we are trying to be. You'll see all the contact information down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share this video with your friends. And once again, thank you to these lovely teams for supporting our endeavors. And finally, of course, you may have seen, if you are here from social media, that we do posters and videos for certain teams. If you would like to sponsor one of these, please get in touch with a particular team that you would like to sponsor, as well as ourselves, and we will connect to make it happen. But that's all for now, ladies and gents, and we'll see you in the next one.